If you're stuck in elo hell, I'm willing to bet you're making at least one of these mistakes. I'm an ulter.
No distraction.
I got fade. Okay, nice.
And that's the end.
Woman's long. Both CT.
One enemy.
Oh no, sorry. Woman's still long.
Last card him.
You TP? What do you TP? Hi, I'm Tristan, and I'm a Hardstuck low elo player documenting my Valorant improvement journey with the goal of reaching Diamond. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the previous episodes so you can be all caught up. After another VOD review with my coach, my mistakes boil down to 3 main concepts, and if you're stuck in low elo, there's a good chance that you are making the same mistakes. The first mistake is that you don't understand the numbers game. You are not utilizing number advantages and exploiting the enemies when they don't play theirs correctly. That's okay though, because it's actually a pretty simple concept to understand. Basically, if you are up in numbers, you want to always try to have a teammate near you, and ideally, you guys are positioned where if the enemy peeks either one of you, the other one can swing and trade. This is because the enemy has to fight both of you, and it is almost impossible for them to kill you both. However, if you let the enemy take a 1v1 against you and you lose, then the enemy has basically killed you for free because they have lost nothing from it. Essentially, as soon as you have the numbers advantage, if the trades go even, meaning they get a kill and then you get a kill, and so on, your team will win because eventually you will have one person alive and they will have 0. Yes, I know you think this is super obvious and common sense, but then why are you giving 1v1s when you're up numbers? If you do that and you lose the 1v1, you are throwing. And if you say you are trying to rank up, then why are you throwing? Remember, this game has a million variables, things that change every game, meaning that every little thing that you can control becomes infinitely important if you are trying to win. You see, I used to think that taking risky gunfights when you are up numbers was okay, especially if you are feeling it. And sure, it's fine, you can do whatever you want. However, because my goal is to rank up and doing something like that does not align with that goal, it simply does not make any sense for me to do that anymore. Here's a clip where I just ran in with no care because it was a 5v1 and look what happened. So all those rounds where you think, yeah, this is completely unlosable, like there's absolutely no way we lose this, well, you are right to an extent. The only way you lose is if everyone on your team starts throwing. And because you know you can't control the rest of your team, you damn well better be sure you aren't throwing yourself. So if you are up numbers, always prioritize playing with a teammate. Also, one note about playing with a teammate is that you should find a teammate who is alone and go to them. If 2 of your teammates are already paired up, you being the third person there isn't really providing any value, and if one of your other teammates is alone, it is much better to support them instead. Okay, now let's talk about what you should do if you are down numbers. If you are down numbers, you want to counter how they want to play when they are up numbers. This means you are looking for those isolated players who aren't playing with their teammates. You're looking to take those 50-50 fights because your goal is to even out the numbers or take the advantage. So, in this case, you want to take big risks and play super aggressive, because if you don't, and you both are going 1 for 1, you will lose by default. Your goal is to take advantage of the players who are ego peeking, because if you kill them without getting traded, your chances of winning the round skyrocket. Another important aspect of this that I was misunderstanding, which was causing me to throw rounds on defense, is that you want to prioritize numbers over space. This means that it's okay to start giving up space when you have a numbers advantage in order to play with your teammates. Like, sure, you might have to give up all of mid, but what are they going to do with mid? They need to plant the bomb at a bomb site, and if you guys are holding crossfires on both bomb sites, it's going to make it much harder for them to take it. Rather than, if you were trying to solo hold mid and then you get triple peeked, you're definitely not winning that, and it's basically a super high risk for absolutely 0 reward. A key concept that keeps coming up as I am learning is that it's all about giving yourself the best chance to win the round. Every round is going to be different, so it's not always going to be clear what the correct choice is. Sometimes there's a kill you need to get, sometimes there's utility you need to use at a certain time, sometimes you just need to be patient and do absolutely nothing. The key to winning more games is to constantly be thinking of what you can do to give your team the greatest possible chance of winning each round. Alright, the second major mistake you are making is using utility just for the sake of using utility. You want to use your utility in a way that gives you or your team some kind of advantage. So before you use it, you should be asking yourself, will using this ability help my team win the round? If the answer is yes, then use it. If it's no, then don't. For me, the main mistake that I was making was using utility when the enemy was unaware of my position. In this game, the element of surprise is huge, because if the enemy doesn't know where you are and you know where they are, it's almost a free kill every time because they won't be looking at you. However, if you use utility, you give up your position and you lose the element of surprise. So, if you could probably get 2 free kills because your position is unknown, and you ask the question, will using this ability help my team win the round? The answer is no. So you should just hold your gun out and not waste your ability. Something that my coach told me that was actually pretty helpful is that you should think of your gun as an ability, and most of the time, that's the ability you should be using. Another concept that you need to understand is that using utility can actually mess up your teammates. One way I was doing this was by using my ISO wall when my teammate was fighting an enemy and my wall was actually blocking their bullets. You just gotta think about what your utility is doing and think about if it is actually getting any positive value, because if it's not, then just don't use it. Another example of this would be like smoking off your opper. Like, yes, smokes are good for stalling the enemies, but if your teammate is holding an angle with an op, placing that smoke completely negates all of their potential value. Okay, the final major mistake you are probably making is not playing to your agent's strengths. Each individual agent in Valorant has a unique set of abilities that make them strong in some aspects and weaker in other aspects. If you are not playing to your agent's strengths, then you might as well be playing CSGO, because then what's the point of playing your agent? For me, I play ISO, and ISO has one of the best ults in the game because he can completely remove a player from the map, which is super strong. On attack, this means that if you have your ult up, you can essentially make it a 4v1 on site if they have 2 players on site. This essentially guarantees your team can take control of the site because they only need to kill 1 player. This means that you should constantly be farming ult orbs on ISO, and it makes sense because his kit is perfect for taking early control and fighting for those orbs. This is just my example for ISO, but this concept applies to whatever agent you are playing. Figure out what your agent is good at, and throughout the game, you should be trying to put yourself in situations that will allow you to capitalize on those strengths. Basically, learn how to play your agent how they are supposed to be played so you can maximize your value on that agent. Otherwise, your agent doesn't really matter, as you are basically just a walking gun who likes throwing abilities sometimes. Alright, those are the 3 mistakes that I am currently focusing on trying to fix, and you guys should work on fixing these too if you are also making them. I guarantee that if you fix any of these, you will instantly start winning more rounds. And remember, ranking up is all about winning rounds. The more rounds you win equals the more games you win. Alright, that's it for the update. Now here's some clips from my recent games.
Over there. Over there.
Down A.
Got the spike.
Where was that?
Time to chill. No distractions.
Never mind, you guys can-
114 chat.
Spike down B.
Cutting through.
You know where they are?
Dig. Fake teleport.
CT.
Destabilizing.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah.
Enemy spotted.
Nice. Ciao, ISO.
One
Backside.
enemy remaining.
I'm smoked up. Sage is heaven, Sage is heaven. There's 2 heaven. Nice.
One enemy
Bro,
remaining.
I'm fucking lost.
Neutralized.
Easy, yeah?
Okay. Wait,
Oh,
okay.
flying. Okay, that's going to wrap up this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are learning or getting some kind of value from these videos. As always, if you have any Valorant tips or any constructive criticism for me, leave a comment down below. I really enjoy reading all the comments, and I will respond to every single one. But anyways, take care of yourselves, keep grinding, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.